Right, on this episode of RC Kicks, it's time to finish up the Opel V6 TA02. We're going to paint up the body, cut out the decals, and get it out for a blast, so stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to RC Kicks. On today's show, we're back working on the TA02 Opel V6 from Tamiya that's just been re-released. Now, if you haven't seen the chassis build for that, I'll put a link up here. Go check that out because it's definitely worth a watch because it's a lovely chassis and it's great to see it being issued again so people can get hold of it. Big fan of it, very simple, and quite amazed how long ago it was designed, and even now it's still quite relevant. It's a pretty decent chassis. Anyway, I'll waffle on. Right, what we got to do? First of all, we've got to cut out the body. Luckily, the arches have been done for us, so that makes my life a little bit easier. Once we've cut it out, we've got to sand the edges, smooth it all out, then we've got to give it a good wash. Get rid of any fixing agent that's hidden in it, as well as when I sand it, all the little bits of dust have got to go. Then we've got to cut the window masks out, get those in. Once that's done, I think I've only got to mask off this rear section in, so that's going to be black. But I'm going to do what I did before. I'm just going to mask it out, paint it white, paint it silver underneath. Then I'm going to spray that in black. Mainly because it just saves me using so much material. I can just block that bit out instead of doing the whole car just to spray that bit. It's just easier for me and I use less materials. After that, we are going to spray it white, nice and easy. Put 3 coats on, probably 4 coats. Then we're going to back it with 2 coats of silver. Then I will pull off this section and then we'll paint that bit black. Once that's done, we can take the window masks out. I will probably tint the windows just a little bit. Or alternatively, I may see if I can source a driver cockpit for it because the windows are quite large, so you need to do one or the other. I'll have a look in a little while, see if there are any available online. If I can find one easy enough, I'll just pick that up and then we'll do an internal body kit for it. After that, we've got to cut the decals out and then get it out and blast it around. There's a few other little bits and pieces like wing mirrors and rear spoiler to do, but there's not that much of it, so it shouldn't take too long to do that. Not an overly complicated build, this one. I think some of the decals are a bit of a faff. Anyway, let's stop waffling and just get on and get it done. Okay, so we did something very different and I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to find out live. Well, I'm just going to do it and you're going to see how it comes out. I have no idea. So what have I done? Well, Normally you mask off the black bit from the inside, then you spray the black bit, and then you do the white bit. But this rear spoiler is super complicated and it's got lots of curves and stuff. And being that it's black to white, it's very difficult to get it perfect. So I've tried something that I've never done before. I've actually cut off the protective film around the bumper and I've sprayed it from the outside. Get me? Then I've painted all the inside, and now I need to remove the rest of the protective film to find out how sharp these lines are. I've never done it. I have no idea if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. Shall we find out? Okay, I'm going to start from the front because it's normal. This rear spoiler is not the easiest one to do for sure. It's not like a straight across. It's got curves in it and everything. So here we go. Let's find out. Did it work? Yeah, it looked like it worked. I've got a few little bits there to sort out with the Stanley blade. And after many hours, I finally finished. People who collect just these kind of cars, I take my hat off to you. There is good 5 hours into this. Yeah, there isn't any major gotchas, things you've got to watch out for. Obviously, if you're putting the decals on the roof and the bonnet, truing them up, you've got to be bang on, otherwise it's really easy to see if they're skew whiff. Start at the front, work your way up. So you put your Mobil 1 on first and then the Opel. I actually cut them separate. You can do them all as one, as the one with the logo and the Opel, but I actually kept it separate. Same up the top here. Start from here and then work your way up, and make sure you get them really bang on. If you don't, they stand out quite a lot. Another gotcha, one thing you've got to be careful of, this big yellow sticker, the first main part in the door, you've got to have it nice and tight across the top. The black window surround that goes around is only so thin that that's all your margin. If you put it too low, you're going to have a white line. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. And then the black stripe that you see here, just make sure you line that up to get the wheel arch. Apart from that, no major issues with the decals at all. So I'm pretty happy with that. The front can be a little bit finicky, just take your time. With decals, it's patience and attention to detail. Don't just slap them on. Make sure you line them all up. You can take off most decals once if you really mess it up. But it's practice. There's a lot of practice in there as well. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And obviously there's different techniques. I put the decals on totally dry on this kit. I didn't use the water technique on this one. Right, what else? I managed to put a black stripe all the way around the bottom. That's not standard. It kind of had the black aero spoiler at the back, so I've run black around the whole sides. I like that. It's quite a nice little thing. You can get black thin tape to do that if you want to, but all in all, I'm reasonably happy with it. Overall, I think it's a really good kit. I think it's good value for money with the TA02, and the detailed body that you get is pretty decent. Obviously, you've got to get bearings as well. I'm pretty sure we're going to see more TA02 kits coming out with different bodies going by. They've gone to all the trouble of bringing out the TA02 again. I wonder what we'll see. Alfa Romeo maybe? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Right, what's left? Okay, well, we've got to take it for a bit of a spin. So let's go and not break it. So there you go, just a quick run. I will be putting this up against another DTM car that will be coming on the show soon, which is another sponsored build. What did I think? Well, I think it's a great kit. I really liked it. I wasn't as keen at the beginning when I placed the order, but it's grown on me and it is definitely a looker. The chassis is brilliant, really like that. So all in all, I can give this a double thumbs up and highly recommend it. It's a beautiful looking car once you build it. It's not super difficult to build either, so you put a bit of effort in and you get well rewarded. Now the silver can motor in it is way too slow for this chassis, and it just left it to be a bit lackluster. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, definitely upgrade the motor for sure. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. A massive thanks to Richard Laurier for sponsoring this video. It will go on the shelf, but if it's going to go on the shelf, I have to let something else go. So I'm going to be selling off my Escort. If you're interested in an Escort, drop me a line. It will be on the standard chassis. It's pretty much brand new. I think it's been out about 2 or 3 times. So drop me a message if you'd be interested in one of those. You can get me on Facebook or at gavinevans@rckicks.com, because this is going to take its place on the shelf in the studio. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.